Hello there, everybody, and we're checking out Sunnyv2, a regular on this channel with so much facts and information. I fucking love this dude. The most awkward moments in Joe Rogan's history.
Awkward moments on Joe Rogan are certainly a rare sighting, but they do still happen occasionally. So let's begin by looking at the Joe Rogan Experience number 958, when the conversation between Joe and Jordan Peterson became so deep that the two completely forgot what they were talking about in the first place.
You can say, well, yeah, I've got all these flaws, but look at what I'm trying to do. Right. That's the real ground of self-respect. Well, I'm off the track with the question. Ground of self-respect. I can't remember what you asked me. So we'll have to go to a different topic.
How did we get on this? We were...
you asked about the evolutionary basis of in-group.
That was a long time ago.
Funny,
I know, it's a rabbit hole that just doesn't disappear.
But where were we just now? Remember where we were just now?
No, sorry. I'm distracted by something
Even bro
else
forgot?
right now. Let you know.
What is it?
Comey just got fired by Trump a little bit ago. And Twitter is ablaze about what's going on right now.
This is a little off topic, but
that's funny.
You want to talk about a figure?
Oh, I know. We were talking about men.
Yes.
We were talking about men and what motivates them.
As you can see, the conversation did eventually get back on track, and the podcast finished with no further hiccups. However, this wasn't the only time on an episode where Joe didn't know what else to say. Take, for example, the Joe Rogan Experience number 1726 with Chuck Palahniuk, which as a whole was an awesome podcast, except for certain parts in the beginning. Now, it seemed like the biggest problem was that the two were discussing a topic which didn't have much substance, and as a result, Joe would say things which received no response at all.
There was little 3-foot tall furry people that were living on an island in Flores. It's wild.
While it felt as though the two were saying anything they could in order to keep the conversation going.
The Gates Foundation has been really active in that area, I heard. Yeah.
They got
See what you're
nothing.
saying? Yeah, it could be. Maybe we tried vaccines on them. They used them to experiment.
Bro, the finger pointing, I'm dead.
However, the most awkward silence came at the end of this topic when, in a rare instance, it seemed as though Joe completely ran out of things to talk about.
Whoa. That's where cuckold comes from?
Yeah.
Huh.
I got nothing. I'll be like, I got nothing.
I guess it makes sense. I guess that's a logical origin.
I'll be like, I got
I've
nothing.
never heard that before.
It's kind of tragic.
It is tragic.
I mean, it would be
Well,
since
birds
it's
are
cuckold,
tragic,
right?
period. So a weird creature. You know? They get to fly, but they don't live very long.
You get a fly.
They get eaten by other birds.
Perhaps Joe and Chuck were simply being highly introspective during their conversation about birds, but what happens when a guest brings up a serious topic while Joe sits there laughing? This is what happened during the Joe Rogan Experience number 1532
This is
with
why you
Mike
need to set the
Tyson,
desk.
which got a bit awkward after Joe interpreted one of Mike's serious videos as somewhat of a joke.
I did that video and I was in bed for a week. That was 30 seconds and I was in bed for a week. And it's not funny because it made me realize that you was
There
out.
it is right there.
Yeah, that wasn't really cool.
After Mike ended this first interaction by stating that wasn't really cool, another period of awkward conflict occurred.
What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
What the hell?
Good question.
I
It's
don't know.
orgasmic sometimes. Yeah.
Means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
But saying that it gets you orgasmic, that's a strange thing to say.
Well,
It
that's
is.
just what I want. I wanted to find out because you're really bright. And I thought you would figure it. No, I'm being very serious.
No, I know. I know you're being serious, but I mean, no one will understand that other than you.
Which eventually resulted
That's
in
it.
even more uncomfortable silence.
Alexander the Great was 32 and he conquered the known world
Yeah.
in 10 years.
So thinking about that as a young man.
Absolutely.
However, this wasn't the only time that inviting a fighter onto the podcast ended with an extremely awkward moment, as during the Joe Rogan Experience number 607, the audience had to witness this.
It was a really tough fight for me too. You know, it was a really bad camp. It was probably the worst camp of my career. My dad had passed away like 3 weeks before the fight, and like 2 or 3 days after that,
Why does that look so shitty, Jamie?
my cousin passed away. So it was
Like, pull it back. Is it our computer that's doing that?
Damn, no knowledge.
It's a YouTube video. Is it really that bad? What do we got to do to fix that?
Focusing on a YouTube video's quality instead of the comments made by your guest about the passing of their father definitely makes for some uncomfortable viewing. However, it's not like this was the only time where things got awkward because Joe wasn't paying attention.
If I get fired here, whatever, I'll just go do Joe Rogan next week and I'll be fine. Anyway, I thought that was funny. No?
What?
I was like, I literally...
Is that what you thought?
I literally thought that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it would be funny.
I would laugh.
Well, it could have been funny.
Yeah.
I was booked up, though.
No, it's fine. It was just funny to truly...
Because I remember somebody contacted me, like, to have you on.
I'll say no context. It's not funny. Maybe there was context leading up to it. That's why I would have found it funny, maybe. But just saying that, no, not funny.
And I was like, I don't have any room. Like, for a long... I could do, like, an emergency podcast, but I'm like, let me let this dude ride this out.
Yeah.
And then we'll do one eventually.
Truly glad that did not happen. Because I would have come in emotional. I would have come in like,
guns
what happened to
blazing.
me isn't fair.
Right.
And I never felt that way. Like, the whole time I was like, I kind of get it.
Accidentally inviting yourself onto the podcast is clearly a pretty good way to make Joe uncomfortable. But if you want to make things really weird, then all you need to do is give Joe a couple of compliments.
Where's the timpanist?
As was shown in the Joe Rogan Experience number 1518 with David Cho. Now, don't get me wrong, this episode is a contender for the best Joe Rogan podcast ever created, and part of the reason for this was that Dave kept giving Joe these uncomfortably wholesome compliments.
What is your threshold with receiving compliments?
My threshold?
Yeah, what's your comfort level? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know.
Can I give you
Okay.
5?
Sure.
Okay. You only look better as you get older.
Oh, thank you.
You have a beautifully shaped skull. Like,
That's
as an
weird.
artist, as a sculptor, like, I painted you.
Yes.
I don't like the painting anymore. I think I can do a better one now.
It's
but
awesome. It's an awesome painting.
all artists and sculptors out there listening, paint this guy's skull. It's beautiful.
Bro, no.
You're unbelievably
I skull, bro. That did sound mad crazy.
curious, inspirational. You give me hope. You're funny. You're entertaining. And you're a leader. You're a perfectly imperfect, unrepeatable miracle of the universe.
Wow. That's heavy.
You're great, man.
Well, that's very sweet of you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, man. That's very nice of you.
Before Joe would put the awkwardness back on Dave in a fairly wholesome way.
Some people can't be themselves. They're not good at it. You're really good at being David Cho.
Thank you.
You're really good.
I'm horrible at taking compliments, by the way, so thank you.
It's uncomfortable for everybody, I think, unless you're a real creep.
You did it great right now. That was good. Could I have done more? Could I have given you like...
However, this wasn't the only
That's
time
fine.
on the Joe Rogan Experience where too much praise put an instant stop to the conversation.
But I
Congrats,
also-
by the way, on Spotify.
Oh, thank you. I know, crazy, right?
So well deserved, man.
Thank you.
God
Very nice of
damn.
you.
Why
Sorry, I
did
didn't want to
Classes on?
forget.
No
I
worries.
didn't want to forget.
Yeah, dude, I've been ultra paying attention to my health.
Then there was the Joe Rogan Experience number 1572, which became awkward after Joe accidentally gave himself a few too many compliments.
How are you so good at rock, paper, scissors?
It's just, skill, muscle, intuition.
Intuition. Can we play right now?
You want to play?
Yes.
Oh, but I only play for stakes.
Okay. What do you want to play for?
If I win, I do the programming on your show for a week.
No, that's worth a lot of money.
What kind of money? What do you think I'm
That's
not,
like-
I'm not saying like the ads or whatever. I'm
It'd
saying
be like
the-
programming, like who's going to be on.
Yeah, who's going to be on?
That's not possible. We're booked up months and months in advance.
You were so confident until just now. We
No,
can
no,
pick
no.
a month,
That's
few
just-
months
that's,
off. Whatever.
That's ridiculous to flip a coin on that. There's no chance.
Do you think that there's something of equivalent value?
No.
There's
No,
nothing.
that?
Nothing that I can
No,
do.
there's nothing that you could give me that
Damn.
would be worth a week of programming on the show What are you going to give me? You'd have to give me a spectacular amount of money. How about $5?
No.
No?
No, it's got to be
Come on,
steaks.
man.
It's gotta be
$20?
real steaks.
$20. I got $20 in my pocket.
Money is off the table. We can't do
Money's
money,
off the
yeah.
table?
Oh, money's off the table.
All right, sounds like someone's scared to lose at rock, paper, scissors.
It sounds like someone else is scared to lose it.
No, you're asking me for something that's ridiculous. You don't have anything.
That is kind of true.
You don't have anything that's worth a week of programming on
That's
this show.
also kind of a diss.
You don't have it.
That's rough.
It doesn't exist.
That's rough.
No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't exist. Like there's not. Like you don't. There's nothing that you can have that you can offer me that I couldn't buy myself.
I'll make
no.
It'll be interesting.
No,
You'll
no,
enjoy
no.
talking with them.
You can't. No.
All right, fine. Okay.
But that doesn't do anything for me.
However, if you really want to make the podcast
That's kind of a diss.
awkward, then you're going to have to touch on politics, which is what happened during the Joe Rogan Experience number 1882, when a fairly innocent comment about a political candidate escalated into a very unpleasant exchange.
We look for someone who makes us feel good, and they just decide this is how I'm voting. You know, like that's. I mean, that was a lot of people's perspectives on Hillary Clinton. I talked to a lot of people that hated.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone loved her.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she
the
won.
most loved.
Nah. She look. This is how I seen it. It was Hillary Clinton. What's brother's name? I can't even remember the current president's name. Joe Biden and Donald Trump, right? And people were like, "We don't want to vote for Donald Trump again. We're going to vote for Joe Biden." But then all of a sudden, Joe Biden drops out and supports Hillary Clinton. And they're like, yeah, we don't want her, so we're going to vote for Donald Trump. Isn't that what happened? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm like, damn, I thought a lot of people were going to vote for Joe Biden back then, but he just dropped out the race. Why would you drop out the race when you were younger just to get it when you're older? It makes no sense. Because I thought he would have won that, but I'm not sure because I didn't check the whole thing.
I liked Elizabeth Warren. She's
Why?
Cool. I just like I liked her. I like her tenacity. Yeah, but okay, who isn't?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Okay, but did you vote for Bernie?
He wasn't available to vote for.
Did you vote in the?
I didn't vote for in the primary.
In the primaries, right?
Yeah.
I did.
But I had him on my podcast, and he was very sincere.
Okay, cool. I've had my mom on my podcast. You want to flex? I'm just saying.
I think he's very sincere.
Joe and Eliza were able to hash out their disagreement in a relatively mature way. However, what happens when Joe accidentally touches on a topic that the guest specifically asked him not to talk about?
Ooh,
this is what happened during the Joe Rogan Experience number 1035 with Paul Stamets, which hit a bit of a bump after Joe asked about the negative side effects of mushrooms.
What are the negative benefit or the negative effects of this?
This is an explosive area of conversation. This is an explosive
benefit or the negative.
After Joe asked about the negative side effects of mushrooms.
What are the negative benefit or the negative effects of this?
This is an explosive area of conversation, and puts my life in danger. So I reserve the right not to answer your question.
Whoa.
It does?
I didn't expect that. It puts your life in danger talking about portobello mushrooms? He's looking at me silently. I will respectfully move on.
Thank you.
So anybody who's interested, just Google that and get back to me.
That's funny. How would he die though? That's running out of conversations on a 3-hour podcast with cameras, mics, and millions of eyes pointed at you is pure nightmare. So, maybe. Or you could be like, hey bro, I ain't got nothing. You got anything you want to talk about? Toss up some random ideas. Or maybe some random shit that popped up. I don't know. Sunnyv2 has somehow found a way to make awkward moments on a podcast sound like a serious topic. That is true. The one where he completely disregards the guy's dad who died on it. Yeah, that was just crazy. And then the fact that he turned around too and slowly stopped talking about his dad, I can't imagine how Bro just said, you know what, fuck it. Bro don't really care, so I'm just, who cares? But yeah, like, subscribe, see you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night.